By the power of the comic hacienda, dope heads unite. By the power, the magic power, come along this magic comic ride as we all get together on the Dope Show. Today I'm going to be showing off some of the books I found, some more books I've picked up that I've got copies of already, and if it's a better copy than the one I got, I'm just going to throw it out the window, because I'm always buying the same copies over and over, and some of them I don't have, some of them I do, but I'll show you what I found on my comic haul. And I also got something in the mail, so I've got it over here too. So we'll be looking at some books. Yeah, let's look at some books. All right, I got this stack of books right here. And first we got Fear, number 9. I think I might have this one already, but I don't know. It's got a giant octopus on it. And if you look, this guy escaped from jail, and he thought it was smart to go into some infested water with a giant octopus. I mean, he had to be doing jail time because he's on the road crew, because he's getting to wear the stripes, and that means he's only doing 364 days or less. Don't ask me how I know all this. But anyway, he was on the jail crew, so he wasn't even in prison. So he was in jail, and he escaped from jail, and there's some jail that's on the beach. What kind of jail is on the beach, son? You was at the best jail possible, and you escaped from jail and jumped in the water with some infested octopus, some squid. You should have stayed on your beach jail that you was at and just did your time, Mr. Abs. And there's things that this story don't tell you, like where'd he get that knife? I mean, that looks like a pretty good shank to me. So I'd rather find out stuff like in the book, like where he got that knife at. But it don't tell you nothing like that. I mean, what jail is this on the beach? I want to know. But anyway, that's the Malibu jail book. And then we got this cool Ghostly Tales, number 162. Always love this cover, because you got this guy back here. Ethan just become a mortician, and he's trying to impress the young lady in the pink dress that he met at the bar. He's like, I told you there's a dead body. Now do you believe I make lots of money, Patricia? Then you got this guy here, and I really believe, I mean, this is some whack artwork. So, I mean, look at this junky-ass blade somebody drew. That's just sloppiness. I mean, I don't know who the artist was for Charlton here, but you look at the little zigzags he's got on his shirt and the non-detail, and they didn't even shade in the drawer on the cabinet. And look at that blade. It's all conked up. Is conk even a word? But the blade's all conked up. And this, I really believe that when they first drew this was supposed to be like a mortician helper or the mortician with a concerned face. And then he realized it looks more like a monster and that he couldn't draw a man. So he's like, just paint him green. Just make him a monster too, because I can't draw, but I want to get paid for doing covers. That's all Charlton could do back in the day, bro. Here's a Ghostly Tales where her hand turns to toast. Pow! Don't touch the devil or your hand will get shredded. Toasty style. That's a little overdone, overcooked. Well done. Beautiful blonde with a toasty hand. This is a Ghostly Tales number 139. Get you some. And on this hot, smoldering days out here in the South like it is right now, where it's 149, I feel like this every time I walk down the street. Why am I walking down the street? I don't know. But if I did walk down the street, I feel like my throat would be full of some Tennessee sand. Look at old Green Lantern here. It's the only Green Lantern book I got. But I like this cover. I don't know who it is for sure, but to me, I don't know. It's a pretty good cover. Looks like a Nick Cardy, but anyway, he's dying of thirst, man. I mean, you know, says across the bottom, dry up and die. The old Tennessee sand's getting into him. He's got it all in his throat. And look at that onesie, that green onesie he's got on. Looking awful tough walking down the street in that thing. My wife would probably want me to wear a green onesie like that and one of those Zorro masks. Never read any Green Lantern. And this, ain't nothing silly about this. This is one of my favorite stories of all time. And now I've got a couple copies of it. This is the Chronicles of Maze World. This is The Hanged Man. If you've never read it, it's a 2-part book. Get you some. came out by Caliber. It's an awesome book. It's pretty cheap on eBay. Seriously, the artwork's great. This is a great story. When the book starts out, this guy here is being led from his death row cell to the noose. And the very first page, they hang him. And as soon as the gallows drop, he wakes up in the maze world. Other words, hell. And he wakes up on the ground, and all around him is damn monsters and all kinds of fucked up people and just evil in the world. And it's a giant maze. And if you can find your way through the maze, you've cheated death. And if you don't, you just stay in hell. So for 2 books, he tries to get through Maze World, the Chronicles of Maze World. And I can't tell you how it ends, but if he gets out of the maze, he cheated death and he comes back alive. And if he don't, he just stays in hell for all of his eternity. But this is Maze World. Really good read. I ain't even going to joke about this book. You need some Maze World. You know, this is awesome. You need this in your life. This is the Chronicles of Maze World, The Hanged Man, 1 and 2. It's 2-issue series. The artwork inside is awesome. It's all black and white. Caliber Comics, eBay. Get you some, yeah. This book, every time I find it, I buy it. It is The Haunted 17, and every time I find it, it's a pence edition. So I don't even know if they even came out of here, but it's one of the greatest horror covers of all time. It is so trippy. I've found 2 lately, and these are weeds, and they look horrified. And here's this guy digging holes in his yard, and there's this house back there. And I really don't know what is going on with this, but it is a trippy, dreamlike state. It's a beautiful piece of artwork. So different than any other Charlton as that other crap I showed you. This is one of my favorite covers of all time of any comic book. Top 5 cover of all time. And definitely my favorite Charlton cover of all time. So if you ever see a Haunted number 17, pick it up. You hardly ever find them. But if you do, they're always pence. And if you got one that's not UK 6 pence, let me know. Because I want to see one. Because I've never seen one that's not pence. And then we go back to the regular Charlton artwork. What the hell is this? Come on, man. Come on, man. I don't even want to make fun of this comic book. But I pick it up because I like the weird shit. And this is The Lure of the Swamp. It ain't no man thing. I love man thing. This ain't no man thing. That ain't even scary. If I saw this thing out here, I'd go get my wife too. I'd be like, look at that. Amy, come here. Look at that. Look at that thing out there in the water. Get your coffee and come look at it. Because it ain't scary. I don't know what it is. But, Then we got this DC12 Synergist Jerry Lewis. And I don't own any Jerry Lewis, but you can see why I bought this. Because it's got Frankie Drac and my man Wolfie on the cover. And here's our new roommate in college. And they got poisonous mushrooms down here. And if I was going to hang out with him, it'd have to be Drac. Because he gets all the ladies and stays out all night. This guy can't talk, and this one's boring, short. Hang out with Drac. He's the guy to hang out with if you want to get the ladies. He's a romantic type guy. And speaking of Drac, here's you some more Drac. This is Jimmy Olsen, the only one I got. But it's a Jack Kirby Dracula. If you ever wonder what Jack Kirby would draw Dracula looking like, and here's a Wolfman. So, there is a cool Jack Kirby cover that you could probably find for on the cheap. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I got 2 more books. Oh man, I left on a non-climatic level. Last book, Judo Master. This is one of those modern comics. It's also a Charlton comic. A couple years ago, I picked up a bunch of these shitty books. And it was a stack of, I don't even know who the guy was. Microwave, Hitman, X Factor. I forgot his name, but he's the guy that John Cena plays now. And they were Charlton. I had the first one, second one, third one. And when I bought them, they were just cheap junk. And now they're worth some money. And he's got a show on HBO. And he's in the new Suicide 2 Squad movie. I can't remember his name, but he is the John Cena. Google it. John Cena movie. And there's a Charlton book. That's his first book. And I got the first, second, third. I got a bunch of them. And I paid pennies for them because it was Charlton. And now they're worth lots of money. And his name is like the Microwave or X Factor or Hitman. Or he's got on this stupid helmet on his head and a pistol. And I got one big book over here, but I also got this. I'm a big Predator fan. And I got this Predator holding this skeleton. And it's bad, boy. This thing's bad. You can see here, got a light. But this is a Predator toy I found. So, and he's holding a skeleton. So that's bad. I want to see that new movie on Hulu. That new Predator movie. It's going to be bad. I like Predator. I like Predators. I don't like Predator 2. I do want to see the new movie coming out. It's called Prey. And then for my last book, I don't even like this book, but I had to buy it. This is a Daredevil number 7. It's the last big Daredevil I needed. I'm collecting 1 through 80, which is all the 12 centers and all the 15 centers. Starting with 81, it's the Black Widow, and the book goes up to 20 cents, or I think it's 25 cents. But this is the last big book I needed. I never wanted to buy this book, but I needed it for the run. And I kept, like, every time I had the money, I would buy a Pre-Code Horror instead. Because this book don't mean a lot to me. But I kept putting it off, and the book kept going up and up and up. And every time I got enough money, I'd buy something else that was cooler. And finally, I just bit the bullet, man. I bought Daredevil number 7. And this, I like all the yellow suits, but I never cared for this book. But I had to have it. Last big book on the list. Daredevil number 7. And a 3.0. I think of the 80, I probably got like 72, 73 of them now. So there ain't many more I need. But this was the only big book I needed. And I bought it and got it off the list. So that's what I bought this week. And if you like what you see, hit the like button. If you don't like what you see, hit the like button and don't watch it. Just subscribe down the bottom. That way you can see this beautiful face every week. And leave comments down below about anything you want to. If you know any good chocolate chip cookie recipes, or if you want to talk horror, if you want to talk Predator, if you want to talk sci-fi, if you want to talk anything, just leave a comment down below. And maybe next week we'll show some more Golden Age stuff. And I think this is this is a 66 video I made. So we're rolling quite along this year. I just started this year. So we're under 13 minutes. Kind of a long video for me. So until the next time, I will see you again beneath a blackened sky.